Hello, you beautiful people. So, with Nod-Krai's release getting closer and closer, you probably have a lot of units that you want to pull for, and I'm guessing you clicked on this video because you want to know all the upcoming characters and their release dates, right? Well, you've landed on the perfect video to get that info. Today, I'm going to tell you guys about all the characters that will be featured in the upcoming version 6.0 to 6.3, and we will also discuss some speculations for the rerun banners as well. I'm not going to lie, all of these upcoming banners look really diabolical, especially for me and a lot of people who like almost the entire Nod-Krai cast. Before we begin, allow me to quickly tell you about the small giveaway that I'll be hosting in this video. So, if you want to participate, you'll need to make a little bit of effort by posting a comment down in the comment section, and if you do that, you'll be automatically eligible for this 2Express Pass giveaway that I'm hosting in this video. Honestly, a pretty easy way to participate, right? I'll announce the results in around 2 to 3 weeks, so if you're watching this video somewhat late, you might still have the chance to enter the giveaway. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for all the support, and I really love you guys. Also, keep in mind the usual disclaimer that everything which I mention in this video is taken from different sources, and it might be changed at any point of time, so take all this info with a grain of salt. With that being said, let's begin without wasting any more of your time or energy. So, starting off, I assume that by now, most of you already know the limited and rerun banners for version 6.0, but let me just do a quick recap of these banners for anyone who might be clueless. So, in the first half of this patch, we're going to see Lauma get her first featured banner along Nahida's rerun banner. These banners will be released on September 10th for the Asia/Europe servers and September 9th for the America ones. Now, as for the second half, the Aura farmer Flins is going to receive his first featured banner in this half, along with a casual Yelan rerun, and these banners will go live on October 1st for all the different servers. Also, Ano is going to be featured as a rate-up 4-star character in the second half and not the first half. Honestly, this is kind of surprising, but I guess Hoyoverse just randomly decided to be nice to us, because Ano does have a decent synergy with Flins, so it's not a total waste if you get her constellations while pulling for him. Alright, with that recap done, I guess it's time for me to finally stop stalling, and let's move on to the banners in patch 6.1. So, in this patch, we're only going to see a single limited character's release, and this character is none other than Nefer. You know, previously, we actually had the info that Durin was going to be the featured character for this patch, but over the past few weeks, a lot of reliable sources have stated that Nefer will be getting her debut banner in this patch, and not Durin. So, talking about Nefer, she is going to be a Dendro-type unit who wields a catalyst, and she will primarily play the role of a main DPS on your team. Yep, she is another catalyst user just like most of the latest characters. As of right now, we have very little info on her base kit other than her main passive, so let me just tell you about it first. Basically, according to a somewhat reliable source when it comes to kit info, when any character in your team triggers the Bloom reaction while Nefer is in your team, this reaction will immediately be converted into Lunar Bloom. Now, you're probably thinking that this is okay, right? Well, not really, because whenever you trigger a Lunar Bloom reaction, this reaction will not generate Dendro cores, and instead of that, it will grant a certain stack to Nefer. First of all, the biggest problem with this is that this passive totally destroys Nilo's synergy with Nefer, because if there aren't any Dendro cores on the field, then Nilo's passive, which causes Dendro cores to explode, is quite literally useless. I know this will probably make a lot of people upset, but just keep in mind that this passive is not finalized yet, so there is hope that it will be changed in the future. Honestly though, by designing this passive, I guess they're trying to branch the Bloom teams, where one side is the Nilo Bloom team and the other side is the Nefer one. Funny thing is, both of these teams will require Lauma to deal insane amounts of damage, so if you're even somewhat interested in playing Bloom teams, you should definitely consider getting her. Lastly, I just want to simp a little, but Nefer's in-game model looks actually gorgeous, and I'm genuinely kind of tempted to pull for her just because of that. Next up, moving on to the reruns, if I go by the previous patterns, we're going to see a total of 3 rerunning characters in this patch, and one of these characters will be an Archon. Now, for this version specifically, I'm pretty confident that the Archon who is going to get a rerun will be our beloved Furina. It's been a while since she appeared on the limited banners, and her last appearance was all the way back in patch 5.4, so she is somewhat due for a rerun anyway. Also, in a scenario where Nefer actually turns out to be a somewhat classic DPS who wants a lot of damage buffs, Furina might just end up having a pretty good synergy with her. I mean, the chance of this happening is pretty low considering that Nefer is a Dendro DPS, But who knows, it might just end up being true. Other than Furina though, I'm guessing the two normal rerunning units in this patch will be Verisa and Linny. It's been a while since Verisa was featured on her release banner in version 5.5, and Linny is also due for a rerun as his last rerun was featured in patch 5.2, so both of these characters are probably going to get a rerun in this patch. Anyways, with that, we're totally done with the limited and rerun banners for patch 6.1, and without wasting any time, let's move on to patch 6.2. So, just like version 6.1, this patch is also going to feature only a single new character, and I think some of you might have already connected the dots that this unit is obviously Durin. As I mentioned before, he was originally supposed to be released in patch 6.1, but then they decided to delay his release by a single patch, and I can kind of guess the reason why they did that. So the thing is, based on the info that we have right now, Durin is going to be a pyro-type unit who wields a sword, and he supposedly plays the role of a support on your team. I think most of you guys know that the words pyro and support in the same sentence are kind of scary, because we already have two characters like this, and these characters are two of the best units in the entire game. Basically, Durin is going to be an off-field pyro support, and he will mainly synergize with melt and vaporize carries, or you can say cryo and hydro DPS units. He is most likely going to have a really consistent off-field pyro application, while also having other buffs like resistance shred or defense ignore. Now, the reason why his release got delayed is probably because he synergizes somewhat well with Columbina, and that's why they want his banner to release just a single patch ahead of hers, just like how they did with Escoffier and Skirk or Nefer and Flins. Honestly, this is kind of good because by the time Durin releases, we will already have Columbina's entire kit, and based on that, we can easily decide whether Durin and Columbina have any synergy or not. Moving on to the reruns, I'm assuming you already know the rerun pattern by now, and this patch is also going to have 3 rerun banners, just like patch 6.1. So firstly, the Archon that is going to get a rerun in this patch is most likely going to be Zhongli. Just like the other reruns, it's been a while since he was featured on the limited banners, and it's about time we get his rerun, because I do know a lot of people who want to pull for him just because of the sheer comfort he provides. Other than Zhongli though, I'm guessing Nuvolet will also get his 3rd rerun in this patch, and he will probably have a good amount of synergy with Durin as well, so I definitely believe that him getting a rerun here is very likely. Now, as for the last rerun, I'm going to guess that it's going to be none other than Escoffier, or you can say the Gordon Ramsay of Genshin. I mean, it's been a while since she was released all the way back in patch 5.6, and it's kind of perfect to rerun her here, because all the Skirk havers will definitely want to pull for her. On top of that, there might be some new Hydro and Cryo teams after Columbina's release, and Escoffier is definitely going to be the best in slot supports for all of these teams because in all honesty, her kit is just ridiculously broken. Welp, with that one, we're done discussing the limited and rerun banners in version 6.2. Lastly, moving on to patch 6.3, in this patch we're going to see the release of the Moon Goddess Columbina, and she is also going to be our Archon equivalent for the Nod-Krai patches. If you don't know what an Archon equivalent character is, it basically means that she is going to get the same treatment as the Archons in the story and in the gameplay as well. Like, by this point, I think everyone knows that Archons get special treatment when it comes to their kit design, and almost every Archon was considered broken when they were released. Currently, a lot of the older Archons are kind of mid, with Lauma and Verisa quite literally dealing more damage than Raiden or Nahida. At the end of the day though, Genshin is a gacha game after all, so power creep is kind of inevitable. Anyways, coming back to Columbina, she is going to be a Hydro-type unit who wields a pole arm, and she is going to play the role of a main DPS, while also having a lot of supportive capabilities. We don't really know much about her kit right now, other than the fact that she is going to enable every character to perform the lunar charge reaction, which sounds pretty good. Honestly, I don't think we need to worry about her kit at all because, as I said before, she is an Archon equivalent character, and she is definitely going to have a really broken kit. Dude, she actually looks so pretty in every trailer, and I mean, after looking at her, I just know that I have to save literally every single jade to get her. Now, as for the reruns, I genuinely don't think there is a point in speculating the reruns for this patch, because it's really far away for now and a lot of things could change by the point patch 6.3 goes live. If I had to guess though, then Skirk, Chlorinde, and Venti are going to be the most likely candidates to receive a rerun in this version. Well, there you go. That's all the limited and rerun banners that we're going to see in patch 6.0 to patch 6.3. I'm kind of curious though, Who are you guys planning to pull for in these upcoming patches? Personally, even though Nefer and Flins are kind of testing my patience, I'm still confident that I'll not pull anyone until Columbina's banner, because I really need to get her at least C2. If you made it this far into the video, I want to say thanks, and I genuinely love you guys. Also, I didn't mention it before as it gets annoying, but if you liked the video, then do consider subscribing. With that being said, I will see you in another one.